And I go spy you with all of my money. I love you. Nothing can make me change my mind. Cause I need you. Nothing can make me change my mind. Oh, no. Yeah. But no, mama tell me, mama to mama care me. If I didn't, if I told me, alone, look, mama show me. You me all like the today, Mr. Money. Big boy so fresh in a Bentley. I'm what to do, I'm up, I want to pay me. I'm a woke up in the gang in Miami, oh shit.
It's 6:45.
Keeping you in touch with the latest happenings, around the globe. This is Flow News and Talk. Balanced, verified, and straight to the point. Flow News and Talk.
Official work day of the week, Friday. It is also the last day, the month of January 2020. Thank you very much for joining us this morning on our first major news bulletin for the day. It is Flow News at Dawn on Flow 94.9 FM. My name is Michael Oni. The headlines. Service chiefs seek interagency collaboration amidst call for removal. Reps summon IGP and SADC boss over increasing accidental discharge. Abia State government to investigate killing of youth in Ukwa West local government over a Yimba Economic City project site. And on the foreign scene, World Health Organization declares international emergency over coronavirus. The details shortly. We'll begin this morning with governance, as President Muhammadu Buhari has declared that his administration's goals of providing a safe and secure nation with policies and programs that will bring prosperity to the masses is achievable if all Nigerians put their differences aside and work together in the spirit of cooperation. President Buhari, who disclosed this at the presidential villa in Abuja during a courtesy visit by the 2019 National Productivity Order of Merit awardees, stated that the task of nation building is enormous one. The President, Buhari, who encouraged citizens, especially youths, to emulate the actions of the awardees as they continue to work together to build the Nigeria of our expectations, said the awardees are role models for all to emulate.
The National Productivity Order is one of the highest honors our nation confers on its students. The process of selection is strictly based on merit. Your tangible contributions towards protecting, developing, and enhancing our country and its citizens are your lasting legacy.
Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday met with the service chiefs in the council chambers in Abuja amidst calls for their removal by the National Assembly. At the end of the meeting, the National Security Advisor, Mohammed Mongono, told journalists that the resolutions of the National Assembly calling for the sack of the service chiefs did not come up for discussion.
The meeting basically made an appraisal of the current security situation in the country and took a look at the possibilities, the opportunities available to government in addressing most of the recent challenges. There were discussions, and at the end of the day, the most important thing that we came up with was the need for collaboration both between governmental agencies and the larger Nigerian society because of the nature of the type of insurgency we are faced with.
He disclosed that the major outcome of the meeting is to resolve to deepen collaboration between government agencies and the bigger society.
There's a need for both parties, governmental agencies on the one hand and the wider society, to collaborate more vigorously. There's a need for us to deal with this problem in a comprehensive manner. Therefore, Council has decided to take a closer look at issues that would help us, not just at the federal level or at the state level, but right down to the local government. But this is going to be done after due consultation with the relevant stakeholders.
In Edo State, Governor Godwin Obaseki is threatening to deal with his predecessor, Adams Oshiomhole, if he doesn't stop disrupting the activities of the state government and the ruling party in the state. Obaseki, in a viral video, stated that Oshiomhole, who is also the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress, would not tolerate the treatment he was dishing out to him in Edo State.
Anybody who cannot comply with the party structure has to leave the party. We are warning the suspended national chairman. If he continues with his activities in Edo State, I will show him that I am the governor of Edo State. While he was governor, he will not tolerate a fraction of the misdemeanors and misbehavior he is undertaking today. So I have decided and declared that if Comrade Oshiomhole comes here to say he wants to disrupt the activities of the state or the party, we will deal with him the way we know how best to.
Obaseki and Oshiomhole have been involved in a power struggle in the state for some time. The matter has escalated to the point a faction of the APC had suspended the national chairman of the ruling party. And now straight to the National Assembly. Now the House of Representatives has resolved to invite the Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, and the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Abdullahi Mohammed, to brief the Parliament on the rising cases of extrajudicial killings by their men. This is one of the resolutions passed by the House when it unanimously adopted a motion jointly sponsored by Nkiruka Onyojocha, Ozuribo Ugonna, and Miriam Onoha at the plenary yesterday.
The House is aware that there have been several instances where the members of the security agencies had used the firearms for purposes other than the protection of lives and properties, including but not limited to discharging and shooting at public events.
Try and fashion out in a public gathering, in a crowd. Let them have a distance. Men that have rifles and guns will keep from where events or where the crowd are. They
mandated the IGP to investigate and bring to justice the culprits and the killing of Honorable Ndubisi Menike and other killings attributed to the wrongful use of firearms by security agents. A neighboring state, Governor Hope Uzodinma of Imo State is assuring workers of his resolve to pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage. The governor, who spoke while on a working visit to the state secretariat, promised that the payment would commence as soon as the committee set up in the regard concluded its work.
Already the arrangement to commence the payment of minimum wage, negotiation was going on when I arrived. I already met with the committee and I've given the marching order to conclude the negotiation so we can start paying minimum wage. We are going to pay the minimum wage. We are going to look for money because we must make sacrifices to make people happy. But in return, I want to be applauded for doing it because once it is done, we want to see change of attitude in your behavior.
Abia State government is to set up a commission of inquiry to unravel the remote and immediate causes of the unfortunate incident that led to the loss of a life at Umuahia in Okwa West local government area. A government statement restated Governor Okezie Ikpeazu's commitment towards actualizing the Enyimba Economic City project and warned against any form of sabotage. The statement directed that the children of the deceased be placed on government scholarship and advised alleged detractors and enemies of the state to desist forthwith or be prepared to face the attendant collateral consequences. Governments at all levels have been called upon to create an enabling environment and infrastructures for the survival of all manner of persons in the society. The director, Amodo Itumbuzo Center for Mentally Ill Destitute, Reverend Kenneth Umuahia, who made this call while answering questions from newsmen in Umuahia, said the only way forward towards addressing the increasing number of homelessness among members of the society is to create an institution anchored on social security. He made case for increased budgetary provisions for mental health care and human-based health law in Nigeria.
There are a lot of people who cannot feed well at home. There are those who do not have a roof over their head. They come to the streets to look for something, maybe where to hide themselves. And there are aged people who their families have abandoned. Moreover, there are those who have been displaced as a result of the number of violence in the society, especially in the north and in other parts of Nigeria. They find themselves also on the streets.
You're listening to our first major news bulletin for the day, right here on Flow 94.9 FM. The news continues shortly with business, foreign, and sports news. To stay tuned.
Get inspired, motivated, and educated as we bring you up to speed on happenings around the globe. Tune in to Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of a successful day, the flow of God's own state.
Well, thank you very much for staying tuned. And now straight to business. An economic analyst and managing director, Dr. Ogo Okiti, is projecting that the Nigerian economy's value could grow to $800 billion within the next decade if the constraining factors undermining its potential are addressed by government. He explained that if the economy grew at an average of 7% at the current exchange rate of the national currency to the dollar, the economy would have grown to $800 billion by the end of 2030. On the foreign scene, the World Health Organization has declared an international emergency over the deadly novel coronavirus from China, a rarely used designation that could lead to an improved international coordination in tackling the disease. WHO Chief Tedros Adhanom expressed concern over the potential for the virus to spread to the countries with weaker health systems. He said that the measure was intended to help other countries less able to cope with the virus and praised the Chinese government for taking swift action to tackle the outbreak. And now straight to sport. The future of Watford striker Isaac's success remains uncertain as the January transfer window enters its final 2 days. Interest from several clubs, including Anderlecht, Cardiff City, and Huddersfield Town, has of yet not resulted in the player finding a move away from the Hornet, making him available on a loan for the rest of the campaign. The striker featured in an under-23 game on Monday afternoon, along with fellow first-team players Tom Dele Bashiru, Dominos Kwana, and the goalkeeper Pontus Delberg, with a view to putting them in the shop window and increasing the interest. And that's supposed to be wrapped up this morning. Many thanks for joining us. Well, to end the news, a recap of our major stories. President Muhammadu Buhari yesterday met with the service chiefs in the council chambers in Abuja amidst calls for their removal by the National Assembly. The House of Representatives has resolved to invite the Inspector General of Police and the Commandant General of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps to brief the Parliament on the rising cases of extrajudicial killings by their men. Abia State government is to set up a commission of inquiry to unravel the remote and immediate causes of the unfortunate incident that led to a loss of life at Umuahia in Ukwa West local government area. And on the foreign scene, the World Health Organization has declared that international emergency over the deadly novel coronavirus from China, a rarely used designation, that could lead to improved international coordination in tackling the disease. Thanks for being with us. Join us at 6:45 a.m., noon, and 6 p.m. every weekday for additional newscast. This is Flow 94.9 FM, the flow of God's own state. The dry season is here. Avoid unnecessary bush burning and turn off electrical appliances that are not in use to prevent fire outbreak. You can send your views or information to flowfmnews@gmail.com or visit www.flow949fm.com for more stories. This bulletin was edited by Samson Eze. My name is Michael Oni. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, heck yeah. Now you be your girl. ACP, Gijiba, you stand for ground. So let's hair conditioner flows back. You stand well, for everything. Yeah.
Now for over 25 years, we done this business of make hair fine well. Soulmate Hair Conditioner Plus HCP get ogbonge rich super light concentrated formula. We go condition your hair wella, come make am shine pass before. Even you sef go bow as people go dey hail you. Soulmate Hair Conditioner Plus HCP na truly Nigerian product for we, and e dey okay for natural, pressed or palm hair. E dey available for shop near you. Soulmate Hair Conditioner Plus, hair care like soul care.
5